Hi guys, welcome to Oriental Universe. In today's episode, I'll give a guide on how to worship at Eastern temples. If you're planning a trip to China, or are interested in Eastern Buddhism, or maybe even want to learn about Eastern philosophy or mythologies, I highly encourage you to take this journey with me. Without further ado, here's a map of traditional Chinese temples. Let's step inside. First, we arrive at the Free Life Pond, a man-made pond in the middle of the square, right in front of the temple gate. As its name suggests, it's a pond for setting life free. Based on the core belief of Buddhism, all life forms are equal. Killing is considered one of the greatest sins, and rescuing life is a virtue. Therefore, it's a common practice among Buddhists to buy animals from the market and release them into the Free Life Pond. This can be fish, shrimp, or tortoises, which tend to be most popular because they are seen as saving a greater number of lives. Tortoises, in particular, are believed to give most virtue points and are thought to possess divine wisdom due to their long lifespan. Now we're entering the very first building of the temple. A large golden Buddhist statue immediately captures your full attention. Unlike the stereotypical solemn Buddhist statues, this one has a vibe of an Eastern Santa Claus. You can't help but marvel at the cheerfulness. A stout, bald man with a large exposed belly and a broad, infectious smile across his face. He is Maitreya Bodhisattva, also known as the Laughing Buddha, the future Buddha. He is believed to come to our world after Sakyamuni, the founder of Buddhism. In the Sutra of the Descent of Maitreya, there is a detailed prophecy of Maitreya Bodhisattva's arrival. Sakyamuni prophesied that Maitreya Bodhisattva would descend to Jambudvipa, the mortal world, after dwelling in the Tushita heaven for 5,670,000,000 years. Not long after living in the secular world, Maitreya Bodhisattva perceived the impermanence of all things and resolved to renounce the secular life and pursue the Tao at the midnight hour. He then proceeded to the dragon flower tree outside the city of Katamati. On the very night of his enlightenment, the 3,000 great worlds trembled 6 times over. You might have noticed the similarities between Maitreya Bodhisattva and Messiah in Abrahamic religions, not only in the pronunciation of the names, but also in their roles as central figures of faith who will end suffering and establish a peaceful, joyful world. Both are predicted to descend to the mortal world in the future. There's also a practice in Buddhism to enter the realm Maitreya Bodhisattva currently resides, the Tushita heaven. Many modern high-ranking monks in China are said to have achieved this feat, while others are still on their journey. Behind Maitreya Bodhisattva, you'll see a warrior-like bodhisattva named Weituo. He is the guardian of the monasteries and the Dharma. Legend says that after Sakyamuni Buddha entered Nirvana, Weituo chased and defeated a demon who had stolen Buddhist relics, retrieved them, and vowed to safeguard the Dharma forever. For modern Buddhists, it's common to seek Weituo's protection against evil spirits before Buddhist practices such as meditation, scripture reading, fire offerings, and more. In this hall, you'll see a huge Buddha sitting in the center of a lotus pedestal with a kind, calm demeanor. He has a blue body and dark hair. His name is Baisa Jaguru Buddha, the ruler of the Eastern Pure Land. Baisa Jaguru Buddha plays an important role in both religion and everyday life for Chinese people, as he is believed to possess supreme divine healing power. His Chinese name literally means medicine Buddha. He doesn't only cure physical diseases, but also woes of the mind. His most distinctive feature is his blue skin, which comes from a vow he made before attaining Buddhahood. May I, in a future life, when I attain Buddhahood, have a body like lapis lazuli, bright and transparent both inside and out, pure and free from blemish, vast in radiance, sublime in merit and virtue, firmly established in goodness, adorned with a network of flame more magnificent than the sun and moon. May all beings in dark realms be illuminated, and may they accomplish whatever they wish. The 2 sages on the left and right are Saya Paraba and Chanja Paraba, Buddhist attendants holding the sun wheel and the moon wheel. They represent sunlight and moonlight, warmth and coldness. Here you'll see a bodhisattva with the classic monk-like appearance. A shaved head, a round serene face, soft calm eyes, and a gentle yet resolute expression. This is Kshitigarbha Bodhisattva, also known as Dizang Bodhisattva. He is one of the most revered deities in Eastern Buddhism, as he is said to wander through hell and rescue lost souls. Unlike the Christian and Islamic concept of hell, where once you are cast inside, there's no escape, the Buddhist hell is more like a harsh training ground. While suffering through intense punishments as a repayment for past actions, souls also have the opportunity to practice Buddhism to speed up their accumulation of virtue points and leave hell earlier than expected. Now you can see the significance of remembering this Bodhisattva and following his example. He holds a 10-ring staff in one hand, a symbol of his power to break open the gates of hell, awaken deluded beings, and free them from suffering. In the other hand, he holds a wish-fulfilling pearl that radiates light to dispel darkness and grant sincere wishes. What's also worth mentioning is Kshitigarbha Bodhisattva's vow, which represents the core idea of Mahayana Buddhism, an idea that has profoundly shaped East Asian culture and society. To understand Mahayana Buddhism, picture a spiritual hierarchy. At the top is a Buddha, a being in nirvana, completely free from earthly burdens. Beneath that is a Bodhisattva, just one step away from Buddhahood, yet still connected to the world. Kshitigarbha Bodhisattva is one of the major figures who willingly chooses to remain a Bodhisattva instead of ascending to full Buddhahood in order to help suffering souls and guide them toward liberation. In short, this represents the spirit of putting others' needs in front of oneself, the ultimate act of selflessness. In the Sutra of Dizang Pusa Benyuan Jing, the original vows of Kshitigarbha Bodhisattva, he vows to Sakyamuni, I will not attain Buddhahood until hell is empty and all sentient beings are liberated. In this hall, you'll encounter one of the most renowned figures in ancient Chinese history, Guan Yu. He was a military general during the late Eastern Han Dynasty and a central figure in the Three Kingdoms period from around 162 AD to 220 AD. He is celebrated for his unparalleled loyalty, valor, and righteousness. Over the centuries, he was deified and revered across multiple Asian religions and cultures. You can even find temples dedicated to him in Chinatowns all over the world. But how did Guan Yu enter Chinese Buddhist system, and what role does he play in it? The story goes like this. After Guan Yu died in 220 AD, was executed by enemy Sun Quan's forces, his severed head was sent to another enemy, Cao Cao. His vengeful spirit wandered restlessly around Yuquan Mountain in Dangyang, Jingzhou, howling through the valleys, "Give me back my head, give me back my head," trapped in overwhelming resentment and attachment to his violent end. In 593 AD, Sui Dynasty, Master Zhi, founder of the Tiantai school, arrived at Yuquan Mountain to build a temple. One night during meditation, he encountered Guan Yu's spirit, accompanied by his son Guanping and his retainers, radiating wrath and sorrow. Master Zhi calmly confronted the spirit. "You cry out for your head, but what about the heads of your enemies that you chopped off? Who will they demand their heads from?" This sharp question cut through Guan Yu's delusion, sparking instant realization of karmic retribution and the futility of his hatred. The master then taught him the Dharma, explaining the nature of suffering, impermanence, and the path to liberation. Moved and awakened, Guan Yu took the 5 precepts, formally converted to Buddhism, and vowed to eternally protect the Dharma and guard the temples. Master Zhi reported this to Prince Yang Guang, later Emperor Yang of Sui, who officially recognized Guan Yu as a Dharma protector. This marked the start of Tiantai temples enshrining Guan Yu, a tradition that spread across Chinese Buddhism, making him one of the most revered native protectors, worshipped alongside Wei Tuo in Jielan halls nationwide. Guys, we're now entering the hall of the hottest band around, the 3 Western sages. Amitabha Buddha sits in the middle with Guan Yin Bodhisattva in the left and Da Shizhi Bodhisattva on the right. Amitabha Buddha, Amitofo, is the most well-known Buddha in China. For a very long time, monks, worshippers, and even ordinary people have greeted each other with his name. If you've ever watched a Chinese show with monk characters, you're probably familiar with the greeting. They press their palms together to form a lotus shape, bow slightly, and chant Amitofo, the Chinese name for Amitabha Buddha. You'll often see his name written in huge characters on temple walls, so people can recite it unconsciously just by looking at it. This is deeply rooted in the belief that his name holds ultimate divine power. It's one of the shortest Buddhist mantras, and reciting it is said to wipe away innumerable sins. What's so special about Amitabha Buddha is that he is the only deity in the entire Buddhist system to offer a fast track to freedom and enlightenment. Unlike other Buddhist paths, where you might need hundreds or thousands of lifetimes to reach Buddhahood, Amitabha Buddha made a vow described in the Amitabha Sutra, 佛说阿弥陀经, that any sentient being who, with sincere faith and longing for the Pure Land, recites his name 10 times with an undisturbed mind at the moment of death, will be welcomed by him and reborn in the Pure Land. It's a land without suffering. The ground is paved with gold, lapis lazuli, and countless lotus ponds stretch far and wide. All beings reborn there emerge from lotus flowers in those precious ponds, a perfect symbol of purity and enlightenment. Guanyin Bodhisattva, the most popular Chinese bodhisattva, is also believed to dwell in the Pure Land, assisting Amitabha Buddha together with Da Shiji Bodhisattva. We'll talk more about Guanyin in later videos. The Mahavira Hall is the core and most important building in every Chinese Buddhist temple, the grandest one in the whole complex. It's dedicated to Sakyamuni Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. Mahavira means great hero in Sanskrit, a respectful title for the Buddha who conquered all troubles and evils. Inside, Sakyamuni Buddha is usually enshrined in the central position, flanked by his disciples Ananda and Kassapa on both sides. Sometimes you'll also see the three Buddhas, past, present, and future. At the heart of Buddhist activities, this is where monks hold daily rituals, recite sutras, conduct major ceremonies, and where believers come to worship and pray in the most solemn way. One thing worth noticing behind the grand statue of Sakyamuni is the Guanyin of South China Sea, Nanhai Guanyin. Guanyin is believed to be the most worshipped bodhisattva in Chinese Buddhism. The intricate murals and statues here beautifully depict the meaning of her name and her divine role. In the Lotus Sutra's Universal Gate chapter, 妙法莲华经, 观世音菩萨普门品, Sakyamuni explains Guanyin's name. Good man, if countless beings suffering from various afflictions single-mindedly recite the name of Guanyin Bodhisattva, she will immediately hear their voices and deliver them from suffering. If threatened by knives and swords, reciting her name means the weapons will not strike. If pursued by evil beasts, the beasts will stop their attack. If attacked by venomous dragons, they will withdraw their poison and not harm you. Most importantly, Guanyin gained her other famous title, Child Sending Guanyin, 送子观音, starting from the southern and northern dynasties around 420 AD. This belief traces back to the same Lotus Sutra chapter, which states if a woman sincerely worships and makes offerings to Guanyin Bodhisattva, desiring a son, she will conceive a virtuous and wise son. If desiring a daughter, she will give birth to a gentle, beautiful daughter with good karmic roots, loved and respected by all. Throughout Chinese history, there are countless records of Guanyin granting children. Here's a famous one. Wang Ming, an official of the Jin dynasty around 300 AD, and his wife had long been childless. They prayed earnestly to Guanyin Bodhisattva for a son. One day, Wang Ming met a foreign monk from the western regions, who smiled and said, "When I pass away, I will be reborn as your son to repay your piety." Soon after, the monk passed away, and Wang Ming's wife became pregnant. The boy born was exceptionally intelligent. He could even understand Sanskrit from the western regions at a young age. He later became a prominent minister named Wang Hongming, nicknamed Alien. At the end of this video, let me introduce 5 things you should never do when visiting a Buddhist temple. Number 1. Gate etiquette. Do not walk through the middle gate when entering. This is called the gate of emptiness, 空门. As the saying goes, seeing through the mortal world and entering the gate of emptiness is reserved for accomplished monks and ordained practitioners. Enter through the left gate, 无上门, gate of no form, symbolizing spiritual diligence and progress. Exit through the right gate, 无作门, gate of no action, symbolizing liberation from suffering. Number 2. The proper way to offer incense. Don't say buy incense, say invite incense, to show respect for the Dharma. The The number of incense sticks should not exceed 13, symbolizing perfection of merits and virtues in folk belief. Once lit, do not blow it out with your mouth. Human breath is considered impure. Fan it gently with your hand instead. Number 3. Be courteous during others' worship. Do not walk in front of someone who is bowing to the Buddha. It's considered disrespectful, and lay people are thought unable to bear the merit of interrupting a devotional act. Number 4. Do not step on the threshold. As the saying goes, crossing over the threshold is a gate. Failing to cross is an obstacle. To wish for a smooth and peaceful life, step over the threshold with your left foot when entering. Step over with the right foot when exiting. Number 5. Keep your hands steady. Do not shake your hands continuously, a common habit that looks like a chicken pecking rice. This is considered improper during devotional activities. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Verona. If you like this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm always here to share more strange and fascinating Eastern stories. See you next time.